Hello everybody, welcome back. So this video is about EOS because we do the EOS journey here, and I suppose there's a lot of people that I don't blame them, I suppose, relatively concerned about what happened on this chart. So I mean, we did these stair steps up. This is a weekly chart, by the way. We've got this conversion baseline cross. This was the continuation of this bull trend on the weekly, and we've said the entire time we have big moves up and big moves down, big moves up and big moves down. So what we were anticipating, and this is why I said we take some profit around between 13 and 14 if we were to get there. The obvious place being 14 at the absolute peak, because these two candle bodies are here. This is the first time I took some profit, and like I say, I took some profit, and just for pure transparency, I bought back down here. The overall journey of EOS for me is still very much in play, and every time we come down like this and we have a continuation signal like this, even if it is all the way down here, it's still good to go for me. It's still good to go. Remember, this is a weekly, so remember, it is important to see a chart like this and recognize it for what it is, which is that yes, we do have a strong buy signal here on a weekly. This means that we are looking to go up in this trajectory. We also have areas of significant resistance, this being a very clear one. So I took some profit at 13, some profit at 14, which probably accounted to about it would have been less than 25% of my overall balance. Without giving you the figures, because I don't want to sound like I'm boasting or whatever, but without giving you the absolute figures, it would account for about 20% of my overall balance. And if you think about what that is, by taking that out, so we did a 4x basically from here to here. That's me taking out my original investment and almost double the amount that I put in. So I took out my investment, which was X amount, and then I also got X back in the form of profit. The rest rides. So essentially what's going on here is pure profit. It's all profit, even though the profit is significantly damaged in the short term anyway. So there's nothing particularly bullish about this, other than the fact that we've not had a cancelled. We don't have the conversion baseline cross, the Ichimoku cloud. All of that is still in place. So there's nothing different about the way that it's set up, apart from the fact that we're almost back down to square one, which is fine. It's fine, and this is why it's important to take profits. This was the first area I took profit, though, I have to say. Didn't take any here or here. This was the first area that I took profit, because overall the projection of this chart does point to further continuation beyond these levels throughout the rest of the year. And this has always been the way of this trade. The trade was built down here, topped up down here because of this signal, and actually now topped up down here because this was such a significant sell-off, and there's nothing changed on the weekly to suggest anything otherwise. So a 75% retracement, it would be rude not to, especially obviously if you're playing with profit. I piled some profit back in here. So for those who are worried, I can understand your concern, and this, I suppose, for those who hadn't taken any profit, it should be a lesson learned, that we never be all out, never be all in, but we mark off these areas on our charts and for potential rejection zones. We've spoke about how EOS does massive pumps and then huge retracements back down. It did it here, big move up, and a huge retracement down wick to wick, 43%. Obviously that's not as big as what happened recently. Big move up, and from here to that wick, that was a 49% retracement. And so obviously this one is bigger than most. But again, it doesn't cancel out the overall grand scheme of things. We have plenty of time to recover from this. If we're talking about the Ichimoku cloud, we've got 77 days before this even becomes a potential problem, and that's only a problem at this current price action. If we were to be beyond that, we would actually have 126 days before this formation is cancelled out as far as the Chiku span is concerned. And we might get a negative crossover here, but that doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon. We probably still have another 6, 7, 8 weeks before even that crosses. So again, you play the range, you play the trade, you play these signals that are in front of you, and nothing has changed really for this one. Obviously that was a dramatic pullback, but for me it's kind of it's not concerning. It ended up being another buying opportunity, but it's not cancelled out any aspect of this overall trade. So if we think about the way that the general direction that we could be heading in this one, and we think about the terms of the bottom low levels of support, roughly being around this kind of vibe, right? So this is what we're looking to achieve roughly. So this isn't the top price action. This is the support price action, generally, give or take. Give or take, remember, give or take. We were significantly oversold at this zone, if you think about the way that it came crashing back down, and it will take likely a little bit of time for that to recover from such a dramatic fall, because that was a dramatic fall. But overall, that's the general vibe of where I'm expecting to see supports overall during the rest of this year, which would lead the lowest price roughly at around about $10 for an EOS by the end of this year for the support level. Now, if we're talking about where we're going to launch from in the way that this is going to work, is that we still have targets of 23 and beyond. Times like this might feel as though that is never ever going to happen, but when I was buying this down here, people thought none of this was ever going to happen. Same with most of these things that I trade. I'd say I buy at these low levels and people think never going to happen. It's a scam coin, it's a dead coin, it's a this and it's a that. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you what is definitely going to happen. But when we see a setup like this, despite the fact that it just dropped 75%, right, in the space of a week or so, you play what you see in front of you, yeah. And again, this is a long-term continuation trend form here, and it's still in play. So if it's still in play, we play it, and that's why I bought more down here. I didn't think I'd be buying any more EOS. I thought that would be it for me, but coming down like this, I did buy more. And again, this isn't a quick scalping trade. This is, in many ways, it's like a short-term investment, for a period of 6 or 7 or 8 months or so, until we at least get above $23 or more. And from what I understand, that I hear people talking about that EOS is, the block one of bringing out a giant crypto exchange which is going to compete with Binance, and I'm sure that will impact the price on it, certainly. But the chart alone suggests that it's actually okay despite what we've just gone through. But for those who got caught in this kind of move, again, this is the importance of taking some profit, especially when we have a chart which is historically up, down, up, down, up, down. It was always going to be this way. This is why I said look at the way that it's behaved in the past. In the downtrend, down, up massively, down, up massively, down, up massively, leveled out accumulation, up, down massively, up massively, down massively, up massively, down absolutely massively. So again, when we have a chart which tells us even in a downtrend we go up massively, and in an uptrend we go down massively, we do have to be prepared for that, which is why being the top side of this intermediate zone here of between $13 and $14, this candle body here and this candle body here, that was an obvious profit taking place. Plus, it was give or take 400% from my entry point, so I had to really take some profit. You can't really hold on for everything, but again, never be all out, never be all in. The overall trend is still in play for me. It's not been cancelled out. It's going to be relatively slow, I would expect, from now though. And until we break above $7.26, that's when the next big bull phase will begin. Down here is likely to be a bit frustrating and maybe even reaccumulate down in this previous accumulation area around here. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm not going to be particularly bullish on this until we break above $7.20, and that closure above there should then at that point have a further continuation. But for now, the short-term structure has been broken, because we used to be able to flip previous supports, resistances, to supports. So resistance here, a big move up, back down to what was the support. The resistance is now the support. We big move back up here. This time we should have been supported at $7.20. We didn't. We came all the way back down, massively oversold. And like I say, breaking the weekly structure, but not cancelling out the overall direction dictated by the Ichimoku cloud, suggesting that yes, this will continue to go up until proven otherwise, and that proving it otherwise is either going to take an enormous dump down below these areas down here, for below $3 or so. Or just dancing around this area for a prolonged period of time. And like I say, this would take 5 or 6 months for this to be cancelled out. This may take maybe 2 months or so for this to be cancelled out. But again, we can't talk about signals that haven't happened at the moment. There is only one signal, and that signal is still currently playing out. So we play that as is, and we take this, or I take this, as just another opportunity to buy it lower. But I am not for any moment expecting this to move up and do a full retracement anytime soon. This will, and as always, going to be the trade that lasts the year, maybe a little longer. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.